Thanks, guys. Good luck. Good luck. How are you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, good afternoon and a very, very warm welcome to what is sure to be another very special Harcourts Rata & Co auction here at number 413 Clarke Street in Thomastown. My name is Robert Ozzimo and I proudly represent the company of Harcourts Rata & Co. And I'm joined here today by some of the absolute best in the business, the best in the north, the award-winning team in blue. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Leon, Paul, Julian, Andrew, Tony, and of course Mr. Michael Cananzi, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of becoming acquainted with throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you now the following announcements which in place to have you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in 30 to 60 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. So buyers, it's with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. You can always tell by the size of the crowd how sought after a certain property is, and no doubt Clarke Street here is absolutely no exception, and that is because we find ourselves in as central a location as you can in Thomastown, with access to all that wonderful infrastructure which has seen Thomastown go from strength to strength in terms of capital growth. So for those looking to buy their first time, for those looking to invest, make sure that you invest in location. Make sure you act decisive and earn that capital growth rather than delay and have to pay it down the track. You've got that opportunity right here, right now. If you'd like to get the sold sticker on the board, now buyers, is your chance to secure that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 413 Clarke? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call, buyers. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like. Where can I see you start? I'm in your hands. I don't mind the call. I've had my say. At 540,000, at 540 the bid, at 540,000. Now it's rare that we sell a property with one bid, but we might today because we're on the market and selling. That bid puts us on the market. We sell here today. I'm hoping for 10, so I know that we're on the market, but you want to show some strength to the competition. You don't want to let them show. You don't want to show weakness and let them buy with 5. At 50, I would think so. At 550,000 now, fairly bidden off, and let's go in 10s now. At 550 the bid. At 550,000, the bid's here, the keys are here. If I haven't made it clear, we are on the market and selling here today. So at 550,000, if there's no further bidding, the keys will remain here. At 5... He's going to kill me, but I'll take the 5 for 555. Now's the opportunity for 5, sir. Another strong bid if you like. At 555, triple fives now. At 555 the bid. At 6, I had it here first. At 60 here first. You can say 65 if you like. At 560 here. At 565 now. At 65 the bid. At 65 bids behind it. 70 now got. At 570,000, fairly been offered now. At 570 the bid. At 570,000 bid there. Instructions on the phone. Jules at 570 the bid. At 570,000, if you come to buy, bid me now, or forever hold your peace, because we sell away. At 570 the bid. The bid's here. What was that? At 72, why not? At 572 now. At 572, best response, ma'am, to a small bid is always a big one. At 75, at 575, opportunity still here if you like. At 75, but keys are on the phone. At 575 now. At 575,000, bids there against yours, sir. It's definitely done. Thank you very much for your participation here today. At 575 the bid. At 5 3/4, bids there, keys are there. You still with me, sir? Yes?
577.
At 77 now, welcome back at 77. Now's the time for a bid. At 577 the bid. At 577,080 now, and welcome back at 80. At 580 I had back here. At 580 now. At 580,000. What do you say? You can come in on top. At 580 the bid. Bids there, keys are there. We sell here today. 580 the bid. Once, At 82 now and welcome. At 582. At 582 the bid. At 582,000 bid sits against your bid at 84 now. At 584. At 584,085 now and welcome. At 585 it's a late run. Make sure you make it count at 85. At 585 the bid. At 585,000 we're on the market. We sell. 585 the bid. At 90 now, and a great bid at that. Fight fire with fire, give me 5. At 590,000. At 590, at 91 now. Is that 91? At 91 got. At 591 the bid. At 591. You're definitely still with me, sir? No, you've left me? It was a great ride. At 591, at 591,000, at 591,000, fairly been offered at 2, at 92, at 592, at 592,000, bid there, try big bid at 592,000, fairly been offered 3 now, at 593. How about 95? Well, let's just say 600 and get the job done. At 593 and the bid's there. At $593,000 a bid, we're on the market, we sell, we play for keeps at 593. Once at 593,000. Are we done? Twice at 94, and welcome back at 94. At 594, at 594,000, you're definitely done, sir. Is that a threat? No, definitely we're out. At 594 the bid. At 594, at 594,000, bids here, keys are here, on the market and selling. At 94 now, we're definitely done here, sir. Definitely done. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. We're done over here at 594. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 594,000, fairly been offered. At 95, welcome at 95. At 595,000. At 595,000, bid here now at 95. At 595,000, definitely done. At 96 now, 596 at 600,000, even money at that. At 600,000, the bid's here. You still with me? You're done? At 605 now, even better at 605. At 605,000, at 6 now. At 606, at 606,000. At 610 now, even better. I'm short selling you your future investment, ma'am, at 610. At 15, at 615, at 615,000. 20, can I suggest? At 615,000, bids there, keys are there. At 16 now, 616, at 616,000, fairly been offered at 20, at 620 now, at 600, you can't buy like that, only like this. We're absolutely sure at 620, you came in extremely late, you want to make it count, you've got to finish last if you want to buy, at 620,000 and the bid's there, at 620 the bid, at 620,000, fairly been offered once, at 620, all done. Definitely done here. Thank you. Twice at 620. Done and finished, definitely done over there. So we're definitely done at 620. Thank you for your bidding. We're done over here, ma'am, at 620,000 for the third and final call at 21, at 621, at 621, at 25, at 625,000. Big bids buy property. It's only a big bid, don't let it scare you off. You can make one too, I'm sure of it. At 25, the bid's there. At 625, at 625,000, we sell here today. At 625,000, you want to walk away knowing that you gave it your absolute best, or you walk away with the keys. Either way, don't walk away with any doubt. At 625, the bid's there as it stands. If you tell me we're out, the keys will stay there at 625, but now's the opportunity. At 625,000 once, at 625 twice, at 26 now, at 626, at 626. How about 30 at 626 now, at 626,000. Don't walk away for one. It's only one. You spend more than that celebrating tonight. At 626,000. At 626,000, fairly been offered. At 626 the bid. At 30 now, 630,000. At 630,000, fairly been offered now at 630. At 630,000, bids back there, keys are back there. At 630,000. At 31 now, 631. At 631,000, bid here now, keys here now, on the market and selling at 631. Don't hesitate, don't delay, we're here to sell at 631.2 now, 632. At 632,000. At 632,000. At 632, it would make a great Valentine's gift for any significant other or for yourself. At 32 now, and the bid's there. We're selling at 632. At 632,000. At 33. At 633,000. At 633. At 34 and 35 beckons now. At 34. 634 the bid. At 634,000. At 634 the bid. 35, mate. At 35 now, at $635,000 a bid. At 636, at 636,000. You've told me that once before. At 636, have you given it your absolute best shot? You definitely, you can walk away with your head held high at 636,000. I thank you for your participation here today. At 636, the bid's there, the keys are there. We're on the market. We sell. 636 the bid. All done. All finished. Silent out. Once, twice, third and final call at 636,000. Out everywhere. Man, one more time, tell me you're out. Yeah, man. Definitely done. Thank you once more. We are selling, selling, selling. Sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co auction. Enjoy the sunshine. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.